Hi, welcome, man. If you hit the buttons, hit the buttons. And if you don't hit the buttons. Just do whatever the hell you want to do. It doesn't really matter. Whatever you want. But as I say, I've done a couple of videos about Fela and Phobal and end of August. And that time of the year when West Belfast takes over. And they do a great job. Have to be honest. I'm a Nordy. You understand? I'm from the north. I'm a Nordy. So it's a wee bit of jealousy that I have to admit that they do a great job. But they do a great job. Because I have an association with West Belfast dates back almost 50 years. I've been up there since I was a kid. My auntie lived up there. I worked up there in the early 80s. I dated a girl in the 80s. So there's that connection. I drank up there all through when I was a kid, because that's what you did. You see, you only went to certain areas back in the bad old days. And we all went from here over to the west, to places like the Peter Pan on the Springfield Road for a Sunday night. Take your pick. That was entertainment in my day. And then you had Greenbrier, top of the Glen Road. There was this big disco place on a hill in the middle of nowhere. And that's just as well, because everybody was, none of us were right. And it was a nightmare at night getting a taxi. No taxis. You had to walk all the way down the Glen Road onto the falls to get a taxi home. Let me tell you something. I promise you this. I've said this at doing Fela. More 40-year-olds in West Belfast were conceived in the hedges on the way down from the Greenbrier to the Glen Road than you would believe. Oh, let me tell you. Oh, there was some shenanigans went on after the discos up there. But as I say, West Belfast is it's a place apart. It's like the Shangri-La of nationalism. That's what the Westies are. You know, West Belfast is a totally insular, enclosed wee community. And it's always been like that. You know, we were accepted to a degree, but you're only a Westie if you're born in the West. You have to be born, you have to be very particular about where you are to call yourself a Westie. You know what I mean? So there goes from Polglass, Twinbrook, you go all the way down Glen Road, you can go down to Springfield Road, but there's areas that they go, you're not a Westie, you're not a Westie. You know, and you go down to after Castle Street, you're in the Nordy, you're a Nordy. So they're very particular about that. And they stay in the West. That's why house prices are so expensive in West Belfast. They don't move out. They will not move out of West Belfast. They'll dig a hole and live in a cave before they'll move out of West Belfast. And I can't talk because I've never moved out of North Belfast. And there's something wrong with us, I know. But what people don't realise, and I've been arguing this for years, that it's been so insular for so long. Westies have their own accent. I know a Westie within about a minute of them talking to me. Westies have a particular accent that is specific to West Belfast. And it is, once you hear this, you'll never be able to get rid of it. You will just know when you're talking to a Westie. Because I'm a Nordy, and as you see, we talk very fast. And you know what I mean? Because, you know, that's it. There's so many ideas. Anyway, but in the West, it is completely different. In West Belfast, there is a tendency to accentuate words that really do not need to be accentuated in an effort to ensure that you understand exactly what they are saying. You'll know it when you hear it. Best example, Jerry Adams. Listen to Jerry Adams. I have found that the people of West Belfast have always been welcoming to all communities, as demonstrated by Fela and Phobal. Do you know what I regret? This is the thing. I didn't get in the showbiz, whatever they call this, right, comedy, until I was quite late in life. I missed an opportunity to make a fortune. The time that Thatcher banned the Shinners from speaking on the news, and local journalists here, to their eternal credit, went, I don't think so, and employed local actors to voice whatever Adams and McGuinness and whoever were saying verbatim. So basically you would have Jerry Adams saying, I do not think that is correct. And there'd be a Belfast actor going, I do not think that is correct. They made a fortune. There was actors here that bought holiday homes off that shit. They were in the news. Could you imagine it, Adams? And they're all in the news every day. And I think I do a pretty good Adams. I would say that it's not a bad impersonation of the man himself. It is not perfect, but I think it would have sufficed for the news at that time. I never into Paisley there, isn't it? Yes, there's a wee bit of a crossover there, isn't there? Well, Paisley had that wee whistle. And as for, yes, I find that some of my best friends are Catholics. Yes, I am my gardener and my cook and the man who washes my car. They're good people. So, anyway, that's a wee bit more about Westies. And of course, no Westie will ever admit that they've got that accent. I've done it back to them, and they will. No, Jake, I think you are making that up. That is just you trying to take the proverbial. And it's not on, by the way. That is. They don't hear it, but it's there. And now that you've heard it, if you've any Westie friends, wants to start doing it to you, you go, is that correct, Sean? Do you think that is the way it has to be? It'll annoy them greatly. Greatly.
That's all, folks.